Hey everyone, I am pro photographer Ian Plant, and our world is constantly in motion. But when you take a photograph, you are losing a lot of the experience that you have when you're out there making the photo. And one of the most important things that you lose is motion, because the resulting photograph is completely static. And your job as a photographer is to create the illusion of motion and energy in your photos. You need to do this if you really want to bring your subjects to life for the viewer and to get them to engage in a positive way with your photographs. So, if you want to learn more, then stay tuned. Whenever you take a picture, the resulting photo is completely static. It doesn't show any movement at all. It's not a video recording. We call it a still photograph for a reason. And so everything that's recorded in the photo is completely motionless in the final product. And this is true whether you're taking a long or a short exposure. So a short exposure can freeze any action that's going on, while during a long exposure, the camera will keep recording and will record the accumulation of movement over time. But either way, in the final photograph, the result is motionless and completely static. And so if you want to bring your subjects to life, you need to create the illusion of motion and energy in your photographs. And the way you do that is by creating dynamic compositions. So this photo is a perfect example. Whenever I share this photo taken in the Utah desert, people always ask me if I used a long exposure for this. And when I tell them no, I ask them why they ask me the question. And they say, well, it looks like the clouds are moving. And it looks this way because this is a dynamic composition. I've got a lot of strong diagonal lines in this composition. And the bold sunset colors also give the photo visual energy. So it's a very energetic looking photo, which is why people often assume that I used a long exposure to capture this effect. But it wasn't. It was a short exposure. It just happened that the clouds had a particular shape that created the illusion of motion. So in this video, I'm going to talk about some of my favorite techniques for creating the illusion of motion and energy in my photographs. So the first thing that I do is I look to incorporate dynamic shapes into my visual designs. So I'm often looking for strong diagonal lines, or I'm looking for zigzags or S-curves. These are shapes that really encourage the viewer's eye to explore multiple parts of the composition, or that powerfully lead the viewer deeper into the scene. And whenever you get the viewer's eye moving back and forth, bouncing around different parts of the composition, you get them visually engaged. And the movement of their eyes will give that photo a sense of energy, a sense of motion. So getting the viewer to be moving around and exploring different parts of the photograph gives the photograph that feeling of motion and energy. So, for example, with this photo that I took with my drone of a volcano in Iceland, I used the bold zigzag shape created by the lava flow to make this composition more dynamic, more energetic. And so basically the zigzag shape just forces the viewer to go from right to left and so on, as the viewer goes deeper into the composition, going from the foreground to the background areas of this visual design. And once again, you can see the use of a lot of different diagonal lines coming in at different angles with this photo of a Maasai man in Kenya. So you've got the fence posts that are leaning in at diagonal angles, and you've got the spear that he's holding going at a different angle, and then you've got the diagonal shapes formed by the clouds in the sky. So all of these diagonal lines are coming in at different angles. That's giving the composition some visual energy, and that's forcing the viewer's eye to bounce back and forth between multiple points of interest in the composition. So creating this visual opposition by having multiple points of interest or interesting shapes in the composition that compete for the viewer's attention, creating sort of a visual tug of war, this is going to get the viewer's eye moving, and it's going to create that illusion of motion and energy. And you can sometimes make your compositions more dynamic and give your photographs more of that illusion of energy if you move your main subject away from the center of the composition. And so basically the eye is kind of used to going to the center of a photograph to find the subject. And when the eye doesn't find it there, and instead the subject is somewhere else, that's going to create some visual energy. That's going to get the viewer's eye moving around in unexpected ways. And that is going to enhance that sense of motion in your photographs. Another thing you can do is to capture a moment that creates the expectation of movement for the viewer. And so here are some examples. This first photo shows an elephant giving itself a dust bath. So it's picked up the dust and it's spraying the dust over its back. And the moment is frozen. And so the dust is suspended in air. And so people expect that the dust is going to fall because, gravity. And so the result is that because of that expectation of movement, there is the illusion of motion in the final photograph. And the same thing with this photo here of a lion at twilight illuminated by a spotlight. It's standing up and giving a mighty roar. Okay, you got me. It's actually a mighty yawn. Turns out when big cats roar, it doesn't look really all that exciting. And so when you capture them yawning instead, it looks like a mighty roar and it's much more dynamic. But once again, the forward motion of the lion is frozen in this photograph. And so it creates that expectation that implies energy. In both of these photos, the illusion of motion that's created by that expectation of movement are enhanced by the dynamic shapes that result. And so with the elephant photo, there is a dynamic curving shape that's created by the frozen moment. And with the lion photo, you've got two implied diagonal lines that are converging at the lion's snout, creating this really dynamic triangle shape. So you can see how these techniques work together. That expectation of movement works best when you are freezing a moment that's creating a dynamic compositional shape. Another way you can create the illusion of motion is to use a long exposure and to actually record motion over time. But just be aware that even when you do a long exposure, the resulting photograph is completely static. So the long exposure itself doesn't do anything to create the illusion of motion. Instead, what you're hoping for is that the motion blur during the long exposure will create a dynamic compositional shape, one of those shapes I was talking about earlier. And it's that shape that is going to create the illusion of motion. The length of the exposure itself is actually completely meaningless. It is the shape that's created by the motion blur that's the important thing. And so here's an example. This is a photo I took off the coast of Norway in winter. And I was doing half-second exposures while the waves were coming in and out. And I just kept shooting and shooting and shooting until I finally got a shot where the blurring wave during that half-second exposure created this dynamic S-curve shape. It's the S-curve shape itself that is creating the illusion of motion and energy in this composition. And here is an example of an aerial photo I took with my drone where I did not use a long exposure. I used a short exposure. But you can see that the pattern formed by the glacial rivers down below created this really dynamic zigzag shape. So it's got similar energy and that illusion of motion as the previous photo, but it was the result of a short exposure. So this just, I think, illustrates the point I'm making, that it's not the length of the exposure that creates the illusion of motion, it's the resulting shapes that you get. And here's another example. This is a photo I took in the Arizona desert. And so I've got a very dynamic shape in the foreground. So it's a really powerful curving shape created by this white stripe in the sandstone. And that is completely static during this long exposure. So it's not moving at all. It just has a really dynamic shape. Now the clouds up above were moving during this 30-second exposure. And as they moved, they were blurring. And so the motion of the clouds over time created these dynamic diagonal lines, which contribute to that illusion of energy and motion. So you've got the static features and you've got the motion blurred features working together to create a dynamic composition. Here's another example taken off the coast of Iceland. And here I used a half-second exposure as an outgoing wave went around this boulder in the foreground. And the wave, as it was blurring, created this really dynamic oval or heart shape for the foreground. So you can see when I'm doing these long exposures, I'm hoping to get a dynamic compositional shape that's going to give my photos that illusion of motion. Another technique you can use is to incorporate bold colors into your compositions, especially bold color contrast, because those bold colors are going to have visual energy, and that's going to help create that illusion of motion in your photographs. So, for example, this is a photo of a remote slot canyon in Arizona that I explored that was flooded. And so I was able to create this really nice color contrast between the blue of the sky reflected in the water and the glow of sunlight filtering down into the deep canyon on the canyon walls in the background. So it creates this really strong orange-blue color contrast. These are opposite colors, and that just gives this composition a certain energetic vibrance that is going to be noticeable by the viewer. And for this photo I took on Lake Superior, I had this really brilliant sunset sky in the background. So I incorporated those bold colors to give this composition energy. And then I used half-second exposures as the waves came in and out, hoping to reveal some dynamic shapes. And so I captured the perfect moment here. A bunch of diagonal lines were revealed by the motion blur of the waves. And so they're creating these dynamic shapes. And these diagonal lines are moving in different directions. So that's creating some visual opposition. And the result is an energetic photo that draws the viewer in and gives the viewer this implied sense of motion. Well, there you have it. Those are just a few of my favorite techniques for creating photos that have the illusion of motion and energy. I'm Ian Plant, wishing you good luck and great light. Thanks for joining me. Hope you found this helpful, and I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.